G'day guys, welcome back again. I'm doing another pour for you today. Surprise, surprise. Now, it's kind of along the same lines as this one here. This little one. You may remember that. I did it in shades of pinks and browns. So I'm going to go again, but I'm going to try more reds and browns this time. And I'm hoping that they'll be a nice match together. I can hang them together because they'll still have browns and the creams and a bit of pink in them. But I'll just add in a little bit more of the reds as well and see how that goes. So that one's dried really nicely. Right, so we'll go with the 5 flip cups again because I do think that 5 smaller cups works better than 3 or 4 bigger cups. I'm just able to get all the paint out when I drag the cups down. So I'll tell you about my mix. It's this one, 3 parts floetrol, 2 parts PVA, 1 part pouring medium and 1/4 part water. Sometimes I use the water, sometimes I don't, and I've added the water today and my mix is really quite thin. I wasn't having any little mounds on top, so I've had to add more paint. So I've gone 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, and now I'm having that little mound on top. So yeah, we'll see how we go about that. I was hoping not to use 2 parts paint, but anyway, it's done now. So this is a 30 by 60 centimeter canvas or 16 by 32 inch, and I know just from experience that I'm going to need 800 grams of mixed paint. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cups here. They've each got 90 grams of pouring medium and about 45 grams of paint. So I've probably got a little bit over my 800 grams that I need because I was only going to put 30 grams of paint and now I've got 45, so a little bit over what I need. So I'm going to put 3 drops of this treadmill silicone in each colour. Let's say 3 or 4. 4. It's probably going to be a lot. I might just do 3. I'll just do 3. So I've got shades, I've got a brown, I've got a gold, I've got a cream, I've got 2 shades of red and a magenta. Normally I'd have like a black and white as well, and I wouldn't put oil in the black and the white, but I haven't got any of them today, so I'm just reducing the number of drops. Now it feels a bit thick. Oh well. Okay, just round twice. So I'm going to start layering. This is the order that I'm going to put them. I'm going to have the sort of burgundy, then the pinky colour, and then the cream, and then the orange, then the gold, then the brown, and then the red. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to do 2 layers of each. So I want to use half a cup of paint in my first pass with the colours. So I'll just put a little bit in the bottom there. A little bit more, that's not quite half. So I need to use half the cup, and I've got the other half left for my next pass, so to speak. Right, there's my cloth. Okay, now let's go with the magenta. Magenta was really thin. I had to add more paint. I always find that the magentas are really thin. So it's probably got more paint than pouring medium actually. Actually no, not that much. Probably 50 grams of paint. Okay, this is my cream. It's called eggnog. Can't buy it anymore, which is a real shame. I have to make my own. I have to work out how to make a cream. I have been experimenting with it. And this one is the warm red. It's kind of a deep orange, but a warm red it's called. I'll show you all the colours in a minute once I've finished layering and I've flipped the cups over. I'll show you the colours. And this is the gold. I'm going to start from here because this end always gets more paint. not sure how orange and gold are going to go together. I haven't put any black in this one because of the gold. When I add gold or yellow, you may know that if you've tried it, that you get a kind of a yucky greeny colour when you put yellow and black together, or yellow and gold does a similar thing. And I didn't want to do that, so I'm kind of using this dark chocolate brown instead of the black. And hopefully it'll be alright. Now this red feels thick. Oh well, should be alright in the cup. If you've got one that's a little bit thicker than the other, it should be alright once they're all in the cup and they're starting to mix a bit. But I do try to have them all the same consistency if at all possible. Right, that's the first layer. Now we go over the next one. It's our dark burgundy again. Now I couldn't find a burgundy, so I've made this. It's just cool red, global cool red, and I've added a touch of black to it. So it's kind of a burgundy colour. I made up a little bit more of this than I did of the other colours. I just thought that the rest of my colours were quite pale, quite light colours. And I thought maybe I needed the darker one. I'm going to go with this one next because I've got two reds next to each other there. Don't want to put three reds on, they kind of all blur into each other, don't they? And then you can't see the difference in the colours if they're too similar. So I do like to have a bit of a different colour next to each other just so that you can see the difference when your cells pop up. If you've got two colours that are the same, when your cell pops up, you won't have, you know, it might be light orange cell with a dark orange ring. It's not going to be very defined. Okay, let's go, what will we go next? I'm just not sure what gold and pink do together. Not sure. A little bit more of this. I think I'm going to run out of space in my cups because I have got that little bit of extra paint now that I wasn't planning on having. These are only little cups, they're only 200 ml cups. And what do we go next with the orange? I'll keep a little bit of paint in my cup just in case I want to do my corners, because I will pop a little bit of paint on my corners as I usually do before I start tilting. And I might keep some of the brown for that. Okay, let's go with the gold. I'm running out of room here. The gold I've made thicker. Instead of 2 to 1, I've made the gold 1 to 1, so it's a lot thicker. You have to make your metallics thicker, or otherwise you just don't see them. They just sink to the bottom and they're gone. Bye bye gold, you don't even see it. So make it thicker, use a bit more of it. Okay, will I fit a bit more in? Some brown. I want to keep some brown for my corners. Let's pop a little bit there. I can always touch the sides up later on. I just want to make sure that I've got enough on the actual surface of the canvas to finish the pour. I think I got way too much paint though. That's what happens when you get your consistency not quite right. I don't know, I mixed it up. I do 3 to 1. And I mixed it up and it just seemed a bit too runny. Just too runny. Okay. Might just do that. something like that. Okay, let's flip these babies and then I'll tell you about my colours. I'll move them over here because they're so full. I might knock one over. Now this is probably going to go splat anyway because it's so full. But I'll do my best. Oh, look at that. That was all right, wasn't it? Where's my middle piece? There's my middle piece. I'll pop that there. Oh, splooged a bit of that one. Okay, they're down. Right, colours. Cool red, a global. Warm red, so that's that dark orange. And then eggnog, which is a creamy sort of a colour. Dark brown, which is the burnt umber. And then I have my metallic gold and the magenta. Oh, and this one, there's no tub for it because I made it myself. It was just the cool red and a touch of black to get a bit of a darker burgundy colour. It's still not quite burgundy, it's sort of a more of a purpley tone, but alright, I'll have to try and find a nice burgundy paint to buy, I think. Alright, can't see any cells popping up at the moment. Maybe I've made my mix too thick with the 2:1. Okay, let's flip these and see what happens. These little cups are so soft. You squish them as you're tipping. Yeah, it's really thick. Really thick mix. That's okay. I can work with it. Okay, I've left a little bit of paint in my cups. As I said, I did end up with more than I needed. Get them out of the way. Let the paint sit there and do its thing for a minute. There's a lot in this one still. I'm going to put it here. Just trying to continue this line down because I don't like where paint curves like that. I'd rather it come straight down. Okay. Now straight off the bat I can see that my mix is too thick. See, my cells are going kind of wobbly on the outside instead of nice and round. Should have just stuck to my 3:1, but I was stirring it and I thought, oh, it just doesn't feel right. Because I wasn't getting the mound like I normally get. I like to get a little mound on top. Just putting my finger through some of these cells that I don't like the look of. Okay, maybe when I torch I can get some better looking cells up. Is pretty thick, so it's taking a while for the heat to penetrate and bring the cells up. Just let it sit for a minute and let them come up. Not sure what the colours are going to do when I start stretching them out. The gold's not too bad, it's turning a little bit on the green side, but we'll see what happens. But yes, I'm not happy with the rings. They're a bit wobbly on the outside, and that's because they're too thick. The mix is too thick. like that and just get to tilting and see what happens. I'm going to turn it round so that I can do this side first that's got the bigger gaps. Okay, so towards you, and as I always do, rock side to side. So I don't want to go straight down. I want to sort of go side to side so that I get my sides covered and the weight of the paint can push the rest of the paint down. Sometimes gold is always a problem, isn't it, in a pour? It tends to go a bit green. There you go, over that edge. And down a bit more. Go to that corner. That edge is done. Come back. And straight down. There we go, over. And back again. My paint is moving relatively well. It's moving nice and fluidly. I just don't know why my cells are a bit wonky. I think it's too thick. Okay, now, other side. Back and forth. Slowly take your paint down, there's no rush. Because it has to come all the way from the top of the canvas because you've just moved it all there, so it needs to make its way down to the other side, and you don't want to rush it. You just need a little bit more paint down here though to get to this blank area down here. There we go, and it's over. Okay, I'll bring that back. Put you back into frame. Moved it a bit, haven't I? Okay. All right. What do I think? What do I think? Oh, not that much really. My gold's going green. I knew that was a risk of happening. And these cells in here are not nice and round. But you know, it also could be because of my paint choices. Normally, as I said, I have a black or a white. And those colours are more dense, so they sink to the bottom, and the lighter colours with less pigment in them, or less density I should say, come up to the surface. So it could be because I don't have a black in here that I'm not getting that cell definition that I usually get. So it could possibly be that. Now I'm just going to I've got these little tools in a set of 4. Aren't they cute? Little tiny ones. And they're really good for just picking up some paint, because you only need a little bit of paint to go onto your corner that you've missed. It just goes there, like so. And you can wipe it off again. And I need a little bit of pink for this side, just to finish off that corner. Don't really know if I want to torch or not. Maybe just a very light torching. Just to pop any bubbles. Because it's quite a busy pour. I mean, it's lovely and bright. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I just wish I had better cell definition. And that, as I said, it may well be because I don't have black. I usually have black. And I didn't want the black because I didn't want my gold to go green, but my gold's gone green regardless. You just can't win. A little bit of paint there. Cover that corner up. And a little bit more over here just to cover that one up. Like that. Put a little bit of paint paint left in these cups too. Now I want to take this bit of brown just there to match the brown on the corner, like so. And go around the other side. So I've got brown corners on all of them, which is quite nice. I don't have any more brown on the table, so I'm just going to have to fill it in with one of these other colours. Still match. Wipe that off. Check this last corner. Oh, there's a tiny little bit of brown there. I'll pick that up and just use it on that tiny little white spot there that's showing through. So that's pretty much it. Right, let's wipe the bottom. Don't forget to wipe the bottoms of your canvases. Catch all those drips. Because you don't want them to dry on there. You want to get them off. You might have to do this in another hour as well, after it's been sitting and maybe a couple more drips have just popped down. And get rid of them before they dry hard on the bottom of your canvas. I actually quite like these colours, but I might do it again and take the gold out. Maybe try a yellow. I might get the same reaction though, mightn't I? I'll see. I'll put it up anyway and you guys can let me know what you think, whether it's a keeper or not, or whether it's just a mess. Oops. Put my little tool on the side by mistake. Let's go around that once more. My cream. Cream's pretty much got lost, hasn't it? It's a little bit there. That's about it, really. A couple of little areas that have got it, but it's pretty much all gone. Still got way too much paint on here. Okay, I'll take you in for a close-up. See what you think. Well, I'll show you the other one if my glove's clean enough. There we go. Pink and brown. Still got pink in it. That magenta, wow, it really takes over, doesn't it? Kind of lost the red. The magenta really took over. But I'm glad I've got these little pops of orange through here, the warm orange. They look really pretty. I like those. And I've got my chocolate through here, the dark brown. But yeah, the brown and the gold, not a good look. Anyway, I'll keep it for now. We'll see how it goes. It looks much more orange when I'm looking at it through here. Let's see if I can open it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. As I said, it looks a little bit more orange when I'm looking at it through my phone on the screen. And the cells are quite small because I've had so much paint on there. I haven't been able to stretch them out as much. I think that's the issue as well. So I will, as I always do, I'll be back for another one. Keep experimenting. No, none of them are ever the same, are they? No pours are ever the same. So, hope you've enjoyed that video. Please join the Australian Acrylic Pouring group on Facebook. And you can get all my tips and see my videos from YouTube on there. So I'll see you for the next pour. Bye for now.